Hello? Well, I can't see anything.
Depending on what's beautiful about art.
Hello? Hmm. It's very good, Claudia. I'm glad you're turning up for this. Man, my fucking hair is so bald. It's killing me. This fucking light. Hold on. I'm going to be right back. Just stay right there. Can you hear me? I'm not using Ecamm today. Oh, God, you must be hearing me chewing and everything. It's weird. I'm not using Ecamm, so it's so slow here. Yeah, I was having hot dogs, as you can see. Look at that. Beautiful Chicago hot dogs. I'm going to save this one, I guess, because I don't want to eat in front of you, even though I already was. I don't have hot dogs too much. Only when I'm feeling like, sometimes it's like comfort food, I guess. Let's see how my hair looks now. Doesn't look any better. Fuck. Losing your hair is not cool. It's not the best. I would love to live to the day. Let me get my drinks. I'll be back. Okay, look at that. 10:04. Okay. I would love to live to the day where they figure out what the fuck is the deal with hair loss. Anyway, is it any better? How's that? This is slow. The YouTube monitoring of this is delayed. I can't hear anything. I really like my Ecamm better. But you have to pay for that for $40 a month. And I feel like almost tuning out right now and resubscribing to it. And this camera's too fucking good. Picks up everything. Let me see something here. The fuck? Okay, there we go. That looks better. Okay. All these weird settings it has on there. Yeah, this is what you get. You get. Oh, I love that shot. Let's see how that looks there. Yes, this is my dirty studio that I'm working in. I'm so vulnerable right now to all you judgmental people. What the fuck? How do I get this thing to look better? Whatever. Quit harassing me. I should have did this earlier, but it's the way it is. My sleep schedule's off, and I just woke up a couple hours ago. Let me see how this goes now. Look at this. God damn, my hair quit. I got to get a hat on, maybe. Let me read what's happening. Okay, so the Witches Sabbath in LA. It happened. I don't feel comfortable. I just don't feel comfortable. Hold on. Maybe stay. I don't fucking know. I should have did these shots earlier. Do I wear a hat while you're live? Does anyone do that? No. The hair is killing me. I'm trying to figure it out. I hate coming on. Came to. Haha. You're braver than me. Lilith. Nice hat, though. It is a nice hat. This is a very nice hat. This is a hat that my brother made me. I wore. Oh, Lilith. Okay, I know who you are. Okay. I wore a hat on you. I think I do. Are you the Lilith I think you are? I don't know. It doesn't work. You know, it's crazy. You know, you go from having, I had hair down to my ass, really lush, long winter. Okay. Lush, long hair. And it's, weird to go from that to nothing. And I don't know how to style my hair at this point. I'm trying. Anyway, it's winter. Who's Voodoo Gnostic? Oh, this is so uncomfortable. I gotta get comfortable to talk about this shit. I can't sit. Okay. That's the way this goes. This is what happens. I decide to use a new program and everything. Anyway, let me get started on the Witches Sabbath. What happened in LA was I had a fun time. Should have taken notes. Do I have any mustard on my fucking lips? I better check that out real quick. See, this is what happens when you fucking whatever. Could look so much better. I could look so much better. Believe me. If you're out there thinking of fucking me, I could look better. Trust me. Okay. I don't know either of you, but cool to see you both here. First, there's like the Witches Sabbath happened. It was a fine time. I had a good time there, but I was not going to do anything but have a good time, no matter what was going on around me. I'm thankful for the people who helped out for the event. They were they. Oof, it's a long and twisted tale. I'm going to try to sum this up and be kind about things. But the people who helped out were amazing, are the future of what's happening with what we are doing, what we like to do, the Witches Sabbath, Satanism, whatever you want to say, witchcraft, paganism, thinking outside the box, intellectuals. And that made me really happy to work with younger people who had a real they were really on their game. The people who helped us were really on their game, paying attention to everything around there, every little nuance. And I was really impressed by all that. Without them, I would have never shown up. I was not going to show up to the event. And I wasn't even going to get on the plane actually, because things were looking fucking shaky. I got on the plane because Jason from Reno Satanic was going to be there. And I really wanted to meet him. And he's the person he's going to take charge of the Witches Sabbath next year. And he's going to run it and do it in Reno, Nevada. He's a young man, very sober, very focused, very smart, very fun, very cool. All these great things, very reasonable, very satanic dude. And so he's the reason I got on the plane. How's that? And I was so grateful to work with him and meet Jason. It was wonderful doing a book signing with him. And we put out a book, The Devil's Avenger by Burton Wolfe, an old Anton LaVey biography. So he's super fucking cool. Yeah, Jason is super fucking cool. And I got the issues. I got to look at the text later on the thing, okay? So meeting Jason, it was great. And we met up the day before, I think, the event. Yeah, the day before. And we went to a Hello Kitty place. His girl wanted to go to his wife, his partner, however he deals with that issue. And we had a great time. I had a lovely strawberry Hello Kitty cake, and it was really good. It wasn't bad. It was great, actually. And then we went out for fried chicken and waffles and had a wonderful time hanging out with him. And that led to nonsense, not from him, but there's negative and positives, right? There's a balance of shit. And so Jason was really cool. We're gonna do the Witches Sabbath in Reno next year, and Jason's gonna be the lead on that. It's hard for me to figure out how I look. This is not my fucking program. That eCam is great. This is garbage going live on YouTube like this. It's fucking garbage. I should have never did this like this. Anyway. So Jason from Reno Satanic is worth a follow, is worth his weight in gold. He's a really great guy. Really great guy. Winter, the person in the chat here. I was real skeptical of Winter early on, but I'm skeptical of every motherfucker I deal with. And Lucy Vaughn. I was real skeptical of Lucy Vaughn early on. Like hardcore skeptical in a way that I was almost mistaken. I let things unfold. And I do, of course, I'm a human. So I prejudge things based on looks, sounds, smells, stuff like that, like we all do. And so I was real surprised. Connie is out here laughing at me. Yeah, I was real skeptical of these motherfuckers. These two. But they turned out to be like the greatest fucking vibe, the greatest energy. Without Winter, there would have been no ritual. Without Lucy, I mean, she was the life of the party. I would dance with Lucy. We're having a great time. It was great. Lucy was a great time. And she had a great time. And she wasn't going to do anything but have a great time. And Lucy did so much for this event that I don't think most people understood that, she was a real force in wanting this to happen for all the right reasons. And so, Lucy and Winter wanted this event to happen for all the right reasons. What are those reasons? I think pushing forward our culture or gaining respect for our culture. They'd have to speak for themselves, of course, but that's what I see when I see people so dedicated to a fantasy or an idea or delusion. We're so caught up in these ideas that are just ideas or concepts. And so I was really impressed by both Winter and Lucy Vaughn. The biggest thank you I have to give is for Connie. And Connie's in the. I didn't know your last name was Flores, Connie. I got an enemy named Flores. His last name's Flores. You related? Connie was the greatest help And it's not. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not Connie. I'm just playing. Um, Connie was the biggest help, and she came out of nowhere and was texting me just as some people do. Like, hey, I don't know how we even hooked up with that. Look like we became friends. She just was like, I don't know where it happened. I gave her my text number, my phone number, and she texted me good morning here and there. And if you ever need help with anything, you ever need help with this event, just ask me, just ask me. And so some shit happened and went down. Lucy stuck in LA. She couldn't do this thing we were going to do, spectacle. It was all falling apart because of other folks that were fucking working on this event. So things were starting to fall apart. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna text Connie. I don't know who Connie is, but I'm gonna ask this person. They said ask, so I'm gonna ask. And I did, and Connie came through like a very rare person would. Very cool person. And I stayed with Connie and we hung out the whole time I was in LA. I spent an extra week in LA, and Connie took me to different beaches every day. We hung out on beaches, ate donuts, smoked weed, had a great time. And it was just a great time for me. I'm at a different age where I don't need to go party, I don't need to go to all these things. I just want to see the beach. I miss the beach. I lived on the beach for 5 years. And so it's a really something special to live on a beach. And so I miss the beach. It's like a family. It is a family member. We're 70% water. So it's like it's your main family actually. And so I missed my kin. And so yeah, Connie was cool. Like she would take me to a different beach each day. Or 2 or 3 beaches. We'd go boom, boom, boom. And it was like, wow, this is a cool beach. This is a cool beach. I love the Long Beach beach is the best because they had a working class vibe to them. Docks, factories, stuff like that around there. So I really like them. Anyway, I digress. Without Connie, these are the folks. Without them, this event, I definitely would not have shown up. I would not have shown up. And so there's that. I'm a finicky dude, and so me not showing up at an event doesn't make that much difference in the world. I've got a lot of attitude. I splashed you with seawater. Yes, you did, Lilith. Winter, yes, you did. We had a good time at the beach. Thanks to Connie. We had a great time. I had a great time with you, Winter. We're going to have better times in the future. I'm sure of it. I look forward to working with Winter. But yeah, I'm a finicky dude. So me not getting on an airplane to do something or me not working with people is not unusual. It's actually the usual. It's the regular. I'm like, fuck. I'm very hard on who I hang out with and who I associate with, especially within like we can all eat hot dogs together. I'll eat hot dogs with any of you motherfuckers. But working on magic, working on rituals, working on satanic stuff, I'm very fucking picky in who I work with and who I talk about. And hey, there's another person that I really owe a big thank you to real quick is Osgood. He did videos. He did all these videos and I worked really close with him. That's make me think like another person I was skeptical of. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this? But he's just a great artist, like a phenomenal fucking artist. And he's showing off his shit on Instagram right now. Goth Osgood, I think he goes by. I hope he'll post his, if he's here, I hope he posts this thing in the text. But Goth was like, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. That's the way it is. I didn't have enough hot dogs today. Goth was, just I'm appreciative because I work with a great artist. He's a great artist, and if you look at his Instagram, you should be able to see that he's a filmmaker, a visual artist. He's a real artist. He's not I don't know if he went to art school, but he's a real artist. He made it out as a real artist. He's not fucking around. He's a musician. He's everything. He does everything, and that's a real artist. Anyway, and he has honesty to his artwork. Anyway, and I'll thank people throughout. If I forget someone, just give me a break. What the fuck was I talking? Oh, I eat hot dogs with anyone, but I won't work with anyone. I'm very finicky who I work with. And so all of the people I just mentioned, I'd work with again. I would be excited to work with them again. They were full of vibe. They were serious, and they weren't shaken or disturbed. And then, you know, and then there's people who were shaken and disturbed and couldn't hold their mud. And were the worst aspects of what people consider Satanism to be. And that's, I don't like to associate with people like that because of my association with Anton. I take it real seriously. I was sober for 60 days before that event for a reason. And I didn't get to do my ritual for a reason. And it was because of people that were not sober. And it was funny. Lucy Vaughn wanted to, she had this idea of pitching me ideas over text, voice messages and stuff. She's like, maybe we can do something for sobriety. And, she's a recovering person, and God Bombs dude was a recovering person, recovering addict, or whatever, however they want to phrase that. And so she was like, I relate with God Bombs dude. Maybe we can do something with this. And I'm like, yeah, but within the satanic stuff, we don't really do that. It's just responsibility to the responsible. We don't do that. It's an individual thing. It's not like a broad, we're not looking to have people say, don't do these things. I could explain that better in another time. I have to keep my focus here. But the drug-addled and the emotionally crippled are not someone I would want to do rituals around anyway. So my stuff fell apart almost from the beginning. My fucking robe got lost. I found it though. I've got it back. It's in Washington now again. It's with my brother. We made we took a lot of time, made cloaks, robes, hooded collars for the people that would help. It was really nice. I'm really proud of that stuff. And I'll put photos up someday and video. And you will see that stuff used in the future. But my robe got lost in the mail and was delivered the day after. Funny. And then, Connie took me up to pick it up from 2 hours away from LA, and I mailed it out to Washington to my brother to hold. Anyway, so that didn't happen. I fucking, it's hard for me not to say I hate people right now. Like hardcore hard for me not to say stuff really fucked up. And I'm trying really hard not to do that on the negative tip of things. And I don't like to try really hard to communicate to people. I like to be honest. The most honest I could be is, I feel for Lucy and God Bombs and the sober community. I relate to that stuff a lot more now that I'm an older person. When I was younger, I didn't give a fuck. But when I was younger, drugs and alcohol didn't affect me the way they do when I'm older. And I was able to operate and do my thing. That doesn't mean I was reasonable, but I was able to operate and do my shit. And people that were at the event, they know I want to describe it as a cool thing, but it wasn't cool. It was a letdown for a lot of things. There was a lot of letdowns there, and that won't happen next year. How's that? I'll keep it like that. Fate decided. Get the fuck out of here with fate decided. Jesus Christ, I can't even see this shit. See, I'm just gonna go nuts. Anyway, God Bombs performed, and that's an act I got to see perform, and they had a lot of energy performing. The DJs, most of them were cool. I think all the DJs were cool that I remember. There were a couple DJs I had to kick off the show beforehand. And then when my security left, one of them sits next to me. He's like, Jack, like he's going to punch me in the face. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So these are memories I have. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but you call me old, or I'm getting upset emotionally right now. Who was the band that I really like? Pagan Ritual performed, and thanks to them, They were great. God Bombs, Devil's Reject, Mortis, the Devil's Reject. This gentleman was a really cool guy, really smart guy, and a very satanic person. Now, lo and behold, all of these people that performed and did well were sober. It's amazing how that works. They were able to pull off their shit, come in professionals, focused, had their eyes clear, boom, knocked it down. And Knives Inside her, there was a DJ. I was really impressed with her. She brought so much great energy to the event, and she came into the event like asking to be a part of the event early, not early on, later. And it was like at the time I was questioning if I want to even do this or call it off. And let me explain something to you about that. A lot of people that do events from lower socioeconomic conditions, poor poverty or low end zip codes, they have an idealistic view of how things work. So, like much like Winter was like, we've got to do the ritual. It's on the flyer. You've advertised it. And with underground events, it doesn't work that way. It's chaos, naturally chaotic, and things don't happen. And there's a reason for that, because what we idealize has resources. It's rich kids or people with money that can pull off events. You can pull off anything, especially in LA. They know this. With the right budget, you can make fucking anything happen. You can make pigs fly. And so when you're doing underground events, there's no money there, zero, and there's zero budget. So it becomes, what can we? That's why when I said on one of these live things, I can't wait to see how this. I can't wait till it's over to see how it worked out. And it wasn't that I couldn't wait till it's over because it was so much work. It was just because of just now. Like, it turned out way different than I imagined, and way different than it should have. It's definitely hard for me to have focus here. Let me have a drink. Mm. 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 So there's that viewpoint when you're looking at events from different angles. And for me, doing events, I'm from plumber stock. I come from a lower socioeconomic situation. So I'm used to that kind of stuff. And I've done events for 30 years. So I understand the difference. And I've worked on stadium events where the 30,000 people were there. I've worked on films and productions that have had resources that could make pigs fly. And I've worked on things that have had zero money, but just a lot of energy. Like I said, like Winter, Lucy, Goth Oz brought to the situation, where Jason from Reno Satanic, those people, they can make magic happen if they're not deterred by drug-addled assholes that only think of themselves. They can make magic happen. And so when I said I was skeptical of these people, I was skeptical of them because I don't want them bringing my shit down and crashing the fucking plane. But when I started, I feel they made me feel secure as I got to know them. And so Claudia Bradell will be there, and you Reno. I got to quit looking at these texts; they throw me off. So you can create magic in the underground with no money, real magic, because it takes such stress. It takes such stress and strain and focus that you can really go, holy fuck, look what we did here. We really created a vibe. And I'm trying to tap into energies with the Witches Sabbath. The first one took me 2 years to put together because I needed the right people to work with. And I scoured Chicago, and I kept going, like I could put on an event tomorrow. Just, there's a ton of people that want to play live and perform live, and artists that want to get together. But I don't want that. I wanted great. I wanted energy. I wanted something that was dangerous but fun. And so the first Witches Sabbath, it took me 2 years from the idea to pulling it off, because I needed to build that. I needed to find those people. And when I found the artists that performed at the Witches Sabbath and helped me out with it, they had that energy that the few people I've mentioned here had. And the people I worked with were sober and they were hungry and beautiful. I love the first Witches Sabbath, and I think the fourth one will be just like that because Jason's got that same energy. And everyone, I hope Lucy Vaughn joins us for the fourth one, and Winter, and some of the other people that had a part of it, because they had that great energy. And I do believe Jason can pull it off because he's from Reno and he knows what's going down there. That he knows exactly what I'm talking about as far as energy. And that kind of stuff is important when you do events. If you have a person that's cancerous, and I don't mean they have cancer, but I mean they are cancer. They are like a psychic vampire, but vampires too could. They're psychic cancer. There are psychic vampires, and that can be sexy and fun and manipulative and all these. I'm not saying I want that in my life, but I can see the exchange, and I can see some people are attracted to psychic vampires. But then there's the psychic cancer, and it's like with events, and I've done this a lot of times in 30 years. There's a person that'll be there, and it'll be like, get them out of the room, get them out of the fucking room, get them out of the fucking venue, kick them off the show. Like I did, I kicked off a handful of DJs before the show. I was like, yeah, they're cancers, fuck them. And so anyway, you just got to watch out for that stuff, and we had some of that in this event. The biggest issue I had with the event was the person that ran the venue. Drug-addled buffoon. And I fucking hate the guy now. I can't hold back on that. I'm trying to not say those things. But I got nothing but hate for that motherfucker. Just because he was a lousy failure. A failure on every fucking level. And he's like, then you find out he's a rich kid from Canada that got to move to fucking California. It's every motherfucker. And when I lived in California, it's every motherfucker that is in California that's from Canada or Iowa or fucking Florida that moved out there with their parents' money, or their parents moved out there with money. They suck. They're the worst part of Los Angeles. It's the fucking people that lived in Los Angeles or are from California that are fucking gold. They're really great people. And so LA has a problem with that. And this guy's one of those fucking dregs. And as much as his club has looked cool, I think I saw Winter say somewhere on here that the venue was cool looking. It was. But it was not run right. So it was just chaos, and it wasn't chaos in a good way. And it's like I'm almost embarrassed by the whole fucking thing. You know how it went down. Without Winter, we would have had no satanic ritual. That's fucking end of story. And that young lady worked way too hard to make a basic thing happen. But she's serious practitioner. I wish she would leave her link here, and I'll put her link in this program so you can find her book. So she was serious about everything. But without her, that satanic ritual wouldn't happen. And I guess my hot take on this fucking thing is I will never work with people that are drug addled or doing drugs, or I can see that they depend on drugs for their medicine again. And I don't give a fuck if you're smoking weed for your PTSD or not. I won't work with you on things. I take drugs for my stuff, but I go to a doctor and get them prescribed, and I go to therapy and stuff like that. And I spent 9 years in therapy. That's funny. I can't deal with people who don't have an understanding of what that is anymore. And I can't deal with people who can't communicate that way or understand what boundaries are. It's just like for me, I give someone a chance, like, you're crossing my boundary here. I give you a boundary, you're crossing it. I give them a couple chances, and the best thing to do is get them the fuck out of your life right there. Boom, get the fuck out. And so, people under the influence are going to not understand what boundaries are. They don't have them for themselves. How could they have them for anyone else? Or respect? They don't respect themselves. How could they respect them for themselves? I mean, for others, they're not going to respect your boundaries if they don't respect theirs. They're not going to respect you if they don't respect themselves. And you're talking to someone who's had issues with addiction and all these things. So I have sympathy for it. And while I may have sympathy for the devil, that doesn't mean I won't slaughter the motherfucker if they fuck with me. I will. So that's a sort of how I could sum up this Los Angeles thing. Oh, look at that. The man who cannot value himself cannot value anyone else. Ayn Rand. Great quote, Claudia. Yeah, Lilith, we could all use a little therapy. I go to therapy once a week and I see a psychiatrist once a month. So I do get my therapy. And I can see I could call my therapist right now and get a moment. And I have before when I need it. So I do. And I've been in therapy for 9 years. Okay. Winter. So yeah, we all could use that. And the people who know they could and aren't doing it are damaging to the people around them, especially if they need it. Okay. And that's what I'm saying about a cancerous vampire, energy vampire, a cancer, an energy, and whatever you want to call it, a cancer, an event or anything, they become that. And as much as that's fun in a clownish kind of way to watch people be wasted and shit like that, I won't have that again with the Witches Sabbath. Okay. We're going to deal with serious practitioners and people who are on their toes and can perform and can follow through. And so that's how number 4 is going to go. And I just know that I'm not even running number 4. Jason is. I'm a consultant, but I know based on communicating with Jason and understanding who and what he is and how disappointed he was, mutually disappointed, he was and his partner was at certain aspects of this event and why they were happening and how awful it was. And, you could see it clearly. And, they came in from Reno. People traveled to come into this event. So that kind of disrespect for yourself as an addict comes across as disrespect for people who came, fucking a long way and spent a lot of money to come to your event. That's fucked up. And so I don't like to have that taint on my shit. And I especially don't like to have it when I'm representing what I do. I don't mind if it's happening while we're eating hot dogs. I don't give a fuck. And I can be pretty depressed and awful and have issues. I got a lot of issues. But there's a reason I stayed sober for 60. I didn't smoke a fucking drop of weed or do anything that was anything like that, socially or not, before that event. Because I took it as seriously as the people that were wanting to come to the event, like Jason. I took it as seriously as Jason was taking it. And that's who I was like, yeah, okay. I saw this young man taking it seriously, everything. I was like, okay, I'm going to follow this lead. And so I'm really thankful to the folks that came about and I'm not, it's not like I brought Jason into this or I brought anyone into it. They were attracted to this. I'm not going to take credit for like, hey, this is my friend and he did work for me. I brought Jason in and he's going to, that's not how this goes. It's people are attracted to it. They've always been attracted to it. Satanism, let's say, the occult. And there's different kind of people that are attracted to it. There are people who want to fly, and there are people who want to use it as excuses for their criminal activity, their addictions, their failures in life, their lack of inspiration or aspiration, their lack of productivity. It's the same with punk rock people. They'll create some ugly artwork and go, it's punk. It's punk. No, it's just fucking ugly. It's not punk. Don't use punk rock for an excuse, and don't use Satanism, do what thou wilt, or whatever the fuck you want to shit on every fucking person around you. Because you should understand you might be shitting on the wrong person. They're going to stick a knife up your ass. Anyway, I'm pretty upset about some of the things that happened, as you might be able to tell. I'm doing this fucking shitty stream without my cool fucking eCam. I can't hear myself. I can't see anything. I don't even want to be here. But here I am. I'm sacrificing for you. I want my hot dog, actually. This fucking... Did I show you? This is my beautiful hot dog. Have I shown you this? People are like, this might be why you're. It's mustard onion. That's right, with a very slight hint of relish, and it's a New York hot dog. I forget the one, but it's green, yellow, red packaging. um, okay, I want to know how you make yourself look better on camera, so I can. So I can. The fuck you mean make myself look better on camera? Fucking freak. I look great in person, and you know that. Let's talk about how you were very nice with me in person, weren't you? I wasn't so ugly I scared you away, did I? So don't talk that shit. I can't. What the fuck is this heart here? God damn, I can't see all these comments. Anyway, devil made me do it bullshit. That's right, Claudia. Devil made me do it bullshit. Exactly. And so that shit won't ever be in my life again. And I wish Claudia's young enough to absorb this stuff. I wish at your age, Claudia, that I would have taken that stuff seriously. Or I was from a family of addicts and stuff like that. So it was real hard. It was normal to me. I wish at this age, I definitely got a boundary with that shit. Like no more fucking toxic people in my fucking any of my work. None of it. Like I'll hang out with you at the barbecue, but I'm not fucking doing work with you. This is hard work and this is fucking important work. So the toxic people can hit the fucking road. And I wish I would have did that earlier in my life, Claudia. But therapy helped me a lot along the way of understanding why I took in a lot of fucking losers into my life, why I dealt with a lot of bullshit, why I had insecurity issues. That stuff helped out a lot. And I believe psychiatry and therapy is the modern witchcraft, actually. I mean, these motherfuckers, my therapist studies the mind. He just reads books about the mind and how we think and how we're triggered. If that ain't witchcraft, I don't know what the fuck is. He's like, I'll fucking talk to dude. And they'll be like, give me 3 ways I could manipulate this situation. He's like, well, tell me the person. What are they doing? He gets a profile on the person. He's like, this, and this. So it's the greatest. Like I look at my therapist as a mind consultant now, like a mind ninja. So I go to him and I'm like, how can I get Garth Osgood to make a lot of videos for me? No, I don't do that. But God was, I'm teasing God. You couldn't manipulate the people that were working on this event. They were just very strong and satanic, and the new wave of what makes me feel good about being a part of what I've been a part of for over 30 years. They make me feel really good, warm in the belly, like really satisfied with everything. And knowing that the Witches Sabbath, no matter what part I have in it, will live on in a really healthy way, in a really focused, healthy, cool way. That energy that all those folks put into it, they own the event. This is who's going to own this event. These people that I'm talking about right now, Jason and all them, they're taking ownership of this. They're going to push it forward, and you'll see Walpurgis events pop up all over the country. And that's what the goal of this is. And so, yeah, it was cool. And Claudia Berdella in the chat, we had her. Parapsychology is a synonym for it. Okay, right on, Claudia. Claudia Berdella made a zine with some of my Jason from Reno Satanic selling it. I don't know how. I'll put the link in here. He wish he'd do a fucking website, but he just sells it like, call me. He published his first publication on his own was this zine Claudia Berdella did with me, and he had them at the event, and it was really cool to see. Thank you, Claudia. It was really neat that we did a zine together, and it was at the event, and you were so excited about it. I'm going to do a zine, and it's going to be at the Sabbath. Oh man, that Claudia, that energy and just wanting to be a part of things like that in a literary way, and I mean a literary way with a book, is dreamy to me. Is my dream. That just makes me feel so great about the future of what we're doing. Working with you has been just an amazing joy, and I look forward to seeing you next year at the Witches Sabbath in Reno. Because you've already said you're going to be there. I'm looking forward to that. And we will have a drink afterwards. The next day after the Witches Sabbath, May 1st, I will have drinks and smoke weed with people. And at the end of the Witches Sabbath, I was sober throughout the whole thing. And it was one of the first times I ever experienced this where I was like, I'm at events and a lot of people pushing drugs and like, here, have some free drugs. Want some free drugs? Here's some free drugs. It's hard not to take free drugs. It's like, here's some free pussy. You want some free pussy? Yeah, actually, I do want that pussy. I do want those drugs. Yeah, there's reason people are addicted to drugs because they're great. But it's hard to not, it's hard to not take up on those offers. And at this event, I did not take any offers, and I was offered both pussy and drugs. And I waited to the end, and I was like, at the end, I was like, the it was clearing out, and I was hanging out with Pagan Ritual talking about black metal, which a great moment, have great fun with this band. And they're so young, and I'm person that brought black metal in the United States for the first time. So it's a really cool time for both of us. They're talking to me, asking me about old metal. I'm asking about new metal. It's really cool. But I'm like, hey, you guys got weed? Let's smoke a joint. And we're all there. They wanted to smoke a joint, so we smoke one. And this is at the end of the event. And I had a shot of Jack Daniels at the end of the event. And it was the first time. What I'm trying to say is that not the first time, but one of the first times I can remember, especially at a chaotic, fucked up event like this, that I didn't start drinking and smoking. That it was a social thing. I had to drink, I had to smoke, and then Connie's like, I'm like, Connie, can we leave? Connie's like, let's get out of here. Let's go get some food. Let's go get some sleep. So Connie, yeah, Connie, before the event, Connie brings me fucking toothbrush, brush and a fucking toothpaste. Connie, geez, I don't know. Uh, I think Connie's gonna be in my life the rest of my life. I have a feeling that who says that isn't one more year of my life, but I'm looking for 20 more years of life. I'm looking to make it to 75 years old. And so, oh, look at that, the balloons. Hey, um, but maybe Connie won't be in my life. But it was wonderful to have a good friend. I consider Connie a good friend now. A good friend like Connie having my back. And when you got a good friend like Connie that has your back, you don't want to lose them. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Winter, yeah, I can't wait till next year. What was awesome? What was awesome? Yeah, that was awesome. What is one of them? Yeah, I know you didn't say I was ugly. I know you didn't say I was ugly. Balloons, okay, okay. And winter, I believe winter has she's a freak in the best way. Like I can't get a total read on her, but she's a real witch, and those are rare. Believe it or not, everyone calls themselves a witch. Real witches are rare. Winter's pretty fucking studied, and definitely had consulted me a few times recently. That helped in keeping things the way I'd like to keep them, which is without war. And so, but I'm a warmonger. I'm quick to go to war, and I like war. So it's contradictory. I know, like you don't want war, but you fight enough in life. Like what is Kendrick Lamar saying? It's all my life I has to fight. We gonna be all right. Love Kendrick Lamar, and it's like that. In order to be all right, you're gonna fight. All my life I had to fight. We gonna be all right. And that's how I take that lyric. And so I enjoy war because it leads to no war, hopefully. Anyway, sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you need revenge, all that kind of shit. But I appreciate everyone that helped out, and I hope I'm not missing anyone. But I'd like for us all to move forward amicably. Well, now we're not going to. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Now we're going to go backwards. And I'm going to actually text someone right now, Winter. You want to challenge that shit? Now I'm texting motherfuckers. Let's read Gory Dipshit. I got a text from this dipshit. I'm gonna just text him right now. War. Can you see that? War. So, boom. I'm gonna have to destroy Gordy. You hear that, Gordy? You goofy bitch. You goofy drug-addled bitch that fucked up my shit. Anyway, could make fun of Winter, you're the one that I'm moving forward. Don't. You better work some magic, Winter. You better get some magic. Get my hands away from the keyboard of war. Yeah, fuck those losers. That guy's a fucking loser. And he should know that when you fail, you shouldn't come to someone and, when you fail, here's the thing about failing. I will give some advice. When you're a failure, when you fail, and I have been a failure and I fail and I look forward to failing tomorrow, actually. I look forward to failing all the time. How's that? Because it leads to winning. But when you fail, you shouldn't try to mask it with childish fucking drama and manipulation to cloud the fact that you were a fucking failure. What you do is apologize and say, "Hey, I was a real failure. I failed you. I fucked things up and I apologize." That's how that goes, young kids. That's what you do. And then when you say that to someone like me, I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking you were a big fucking failure myself. And I take your apology. I'm glad you appreciate how painful your failure was for every fucking other person in the room that was sober and taking care of the event that you couldn't take care of, that you couldn't take care of your responsibility. Because if you're listening, Gordy, and I have a feeling you are, or anyone else is listening, you remember Anton LaVey, my friend Anton, would say responsibility to the responsible. You had responsibilities that you should have never had, and other people there should have never had. You're not responsible. You get that? And you're acting like you shouldn't be called out on it, but you should be because you fucking wasted people's money. You wasted time. You fuck things up because you're just a fucking slob. Okay, a drug-addled slob. I fucking wish the worst for you, dude. Anyway, instead of concerts for psychic vampires. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get on this total negative. I want to enjoy my hot dog. Now I'm going to get my fucking stomach in an uproar. I got to think if there's anyone else I should be thanking. But I would tell you next, Reno is going to shape up real good because we're working on it right now. And it's going to be at a nice venue. And Winter will be there. And I hope Lucy Vaughn will join us. And I hope Goth Osgood will have a good time there too. And I hope Gordy gets his shit together and he could come there too. But get your shit together. And look in the mirror long and hard and go, wow, I'm a failure. I fucked up. And then get your shit together. I'm always good with people get their shit together and come forward and do better because one thing Gordy is a very, very talented artist. And that's what makes it hard to watch that kind of stuff is really talented people with potential when they just fail miserably, they're drug addled, all that kind of shit. There's one thing I won't work with is people without potential or without this great creative mind. And Gordy, why someone might ask, why'd you work with these people? Extreme potential. They had extreme potential and extreme creative force. They had a creative force or a will that was very rare. Too bad they don't see that themselves. If they saw the creative force that they were, or the potential they had, they wouldn't be drug addled like they are. That's the real crime there. But only they can figure out how to see that shit. And what they see in the mirror is probably something they don't like. So hence the drug addled. Oh, Mitch, Reverend Mitch. There we go. Mitch. Extreme potential is good. Yeah, Reverend Mitch is someone else I need to thank and is working on number 4 with us. I hope he still is. I imagine that. I'm not going to imagine anything from someone else's mind, but Reverend Mitch is in the chat right here, and he's a great man who helped us out with some stuff for this one. And I had been talking to as far as partnering up on this after the second one. And so Mitch is an old friend I've known for decades. He's a great intellectual. He's a great comedian. He's a professional comedian. When I say that, he's not a clown. He's a professional comedian. He can fucking throw down jokes. Boom, boom. He can write. Yeah, Mitch, we got a team together. We got that going. It's going. And you're Jason from Reno Satanic is taking this shit over. You two talk well. I fail at many things, and Jason's going to take over he does excellent with the things I do horribly at. And that's something is a good thing to admit when you're a failure at things, is that you fail at things and you find people that can pick up the slack for you. And that, like, like Jason will take care of that. And Mitch is another one who's in it to win it for a bigger vision than I think a lot of people that get involved in this stuff do. Mitch is a Satanist. So anyone out there listening knows what that is, and will know. Yeah, you don't fight. Hey, Mitch, when you go backwards, don't I gotta clip this fucking thing because I'm eating hot dogs at the beginning. I'm thinking it's not working, and Claudia's like, "Hey, what are you eating there?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I had a black screen. I'm not using my fucking eCam. I'm failing. I'm a failure. I was a failure eating that. I want to eat that hot dog right now in front of you, motherfuckers, just to be vulnerable, get rid of my fear. Anyway, Lucy Vaughn, love you. Winter, love you. Had a great time with you. Connie, absolutely love you. Think you're a great person. My new best friend forever. Mitch, love you. Jason, love you. Great person. Amazing. Jason from Reno Satanic, fucking top tier, man. Top fucking tier. Goth Osgood, really great guy. Claudia, you're a wonderful person. I love you. And I don't say love lightly, even though it seems like I do. The Greeks, I believe the Greeks had layers for love. Like you could love a cupcake, you could love a mother, you could love a wife, you could love a sibling. There are different loves. And so I have different loves for all of you, but know that I have love for you all that I'm mentioning. I just don't want to not mention someone. I hope I'm not doing that, and that's why I'm sort of picking my brain here. My sleep schedule's off, and all I had was hot dogs today because I needed comfort food. Well, fuck you. I've lost a ton of weight. I'm having guilt. Oh God. No, I can't think of too many other people. I think the bands that performed. I think that's and that's something else that's a testament to the event, is that so many people want to get together and just play together and have fun. And I liked all those bands that were in there doing that. I really appreciated them a lot. And so, and I'll tell you something. I wish this was earlier. I'll tell you something. The greatest thing about that Witches Sabbath, the greatest thing was, everyone there, it was a Tuesday night. Everyone there was like a witch, and they would come up to me and tell me what they were practicing as a witch. And they were all there for the Witches Sabbath. They weren't there. The first one, there was that, but there was also gawkers. They wanted to come and see what Satanism was, what this was. They wanted to see. No, this was a hardcore group of witches. Hell yeah, and everyone loved Agent Scully. Who the fuck is Agent Scully? Winter? Lilith in the chat there. Who the fuck is Agent Scully? Can you tell me what that means? I don't know what that is. It's an inside joke. My skull. Oh, okay, your skull. I love that Winter's shown her skull to so many people. She thinks it's a fucking rock star. Agent Scully, my fucking skull. Jesus Christ. Oh, you're a fucking card, Winter. You're a fucking card. Collecting flies from the death home. This fucking person's a card. I think we were destined to work together. I think, never know though. Never know. Maybe we're destined to go to war. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, I've said enough. I'll probably keep rambling on about something else. I didn't look that great on this camera though, Winter. I look a lot better in person when you're kicking beach water at me. I can't wait. And I'm moving to California in 90 days. So I'll be out there and we'll be hanging out soon, Winter, and working together. And peace to all you people who want peace, and fucking war to all you people who want war. I'm here for you. So bring that shit. Love.